All doing? Whoa. Hopefully you're all doing well. Hopefully you're ready for some fun today, because today is going to be an exciting day. There, I look much more human now. New release, hype new release. A game that we are all wondering if it's going to be good or not, right? Me included. I don't know if today's new release of Sonic Frontiers is going to be good or not. The reviews are all over the place. Certainly for those of us who are fans of Sonic, we want a new hype 3D Sonic game. We've had our fill of the retro stuff with Sonic Mania, and earlier this year we had the Sonic collection of the classics redone for a modern audience with widescreen capabilities and the like. But we want a new Sonic game that takes Sonic into the modern era and that everyone can enjoy. It's so weird that we have had not one, but two majorly successful Sonic movies, but we don't have a modern Sonic video game that's really had any kind of success, right? You know, you have Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Boom, they all just flopped. So today, we're very excited. Did I say Sonic Frontiers? Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces, Sonic Boom. Today, we're trying Sonic Frontiers, and I'm excited. I hope it's good. We're playing it on the Xbox Series X. Again, I've heard many different things about it, okay? I don't know exactly what it entails besides it's open world, and it's going to have some wild, like, courses and tracks to run on. But besides that, we're going to find out today firsthand, all right? And I'm happy to be doing this today. You know what? Let's get this out of the way. Let's get the elephant out of the room, because he's over there in the corner, he's looking at me, and he's bothering me, okay? Elephants are cute, but I don't like it when they stare at me, so let's talk about this. You will likely notice the vast majority of major content creators and streamers today on the internet will be playing God of War Ragnarok. Okay? As of now, like right now, they're already playing it. And you might say, Phil, I don't get it. Why are they playing God of War Ragnarok? Doesn't it come out tomorrow? And the answer is, yes. But, as you guys know, which I've been very strongly a critic of over the last several years, these people now get games early. There's actually a whole process to do it. Want to know the process? I can tell you because I know all about it, okay? If you're a content creator with a following on the internet, you apply to be on the contact list and or mailing list for any of several PR agencies that represent games, game studios, and publishers, okay? Basically, you'll have a contact who is the person you reach out to whenever there is a new game that you're interested in and you're looking to get an advanced review copy for free, okay? And, you know, I know all about the process. I know exactly what it is. I don't do it, all right? And we'll talk about that in a moment. But what you do is you reach out to these guys, you register with them, okay? And then, when it comes time, around the time when new games are coming out, they'll actually reach out to you and say, hey, here's a list of all the games that we represent. Are you interested in any of these? You know, what format would you like them for? Yada, yada, yada. And essentially you apply to get early games and release copies, okay? And if you're deemed worthy enough, for various different reasons, because there could be many different reasons why you qualify, you'll get an early copy, and then you get a bunch of qualifying criteria of what you can do with that game at what time. There'll be an NDA or non-disclosure agreement you have to sign to say, I will not violate this agreement, I will not spoil the game early, I will not post up gameplay or anything early past the date that I'm allowed to. What are the criteria to get games early? The size of your channel and or your stream, whatever it is that you do. Your notoriety in the community, like for example, if you're known as someone who covers a game for a certain reason. Accessibility, speed running, you know, anything like that. You know what I mean? Like Digital Foundry, right? They're the guys who do the tech stuff. So they're going to get the games early to review it for tech purposes, you see? So basically, there's a bunch of qualifying criteria for it, all right? And then if you're deemed worthy enough, I know that sounds like I'm criticizing or whatever. I'm actually not. This is the process. If you're deemed worthy enough to get an early copy of the game, you'll be notified. And usually, not only will you get a copy of the game, but with certain games, you'll get what's called a press pack. So you'll get a bunch of information about the game. Maybe you'll get some promotional material, some talking points that you can mention in your videos, streams, or social media to advertise the game. Because yes, even though you're not being paid to, it's inherently implied that if you get a game early, you're going to do advertising for it to kind of do a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours mentality, promote their game. They'll continue to provide free games ahead of time to you. That will benefit your business in the long run, you see? Sometimes they even send special edition stuff. Like some people have gotten a pack with the game, but also like a special edition controller that's branded to the game and all kinds of swag. Oh, I got a sweatshirt I can wear on my stream and all kinds of shit like that, depending on, again, the size, the prominence of your channel and stuff like that. All right. Now, in extreme situations, there have been times when these companies actually fly certain content creators out to special launch party events and things that they then cover in detail. They get super advanced access to the games before the games even come out. That's definitely the exception to the rule, okay? In the modern day, usually it's just you get on that list of favored gameplay streamers and or content creators for whatever reason, and then you get every game for free early. okay? So in the case of God of War Ragnarok, okay, a lot of people got it early. A ton. All right? In fact, you know, I was just looking around at some people who were saying, oh, I'm playing it early or whatever. People who have channels less than half the size of DSP Gaming, all right, with less than half the viewership, less than half the subs, actually got a copy of God of War Ragnarok early, all right? I'm not complaining, all right? I'm not saying that I wanted it early. I did not. As I told you guys, I am staunchly against this practice. I believe this creates an elitist group of people who are seen as the favored golden content creators. I think it gives them an unfair competitive advantage in the business, you know, just in general. I don't think that anyone should have that ability to cover a game early like that. There are a few distinct exceptions. For example, yes, I think Digital Foundry should get a game early because they're not game reviewers of the content. They're game reviewers of the technical performance. That's a little different, and they need extra time to do that. I think that someone who's reviewing a game for accessibility purposes absolutely should get a game early because they need to replay and review the game for people to know on day one, can I even buy it and play it for my requirements for accessibility? So there's some people who absolutely should still be getting these games early. But in general, the vast majority of people who get games early should not be getting them early. It doesn't serve any extra purpose to be getting it a week or two early, to have a review out a few days beforehand. It's ridiculous. Today, most people trust the independent reviewers over the mainstream media anyway, so why do we care about having these guys have their reviews out so early? It doesn't make sense. And in fact, a lot of the times, it's a double-edged sword that comes back to bite the game makers, because take a look at God of War Ragnarok. The plot leaked last week. Luckily, I've avoided it. But people have been spoiling the shit out of this game all over the internet, and it serves them right. They just shouldn't have been sending out copies that damn early so that idiots would spoil it, which they always do. It's not even like the exception to the rule anymore that it gets spoiled. It always gets spoiled now. Every major fucking game will get spoiled if you send it out early. So I don't know how they haven't figured this out yet, okay? So today, November 8th, 2022, when you're looking all over the internet, and you're like, why is like almost every single content creator and streamer streaming God of War Ragnarok and not Phil? That's why. Because they play the game, okay, I was going to say, is this light working? Yeah, it is. You know what, hold on a second. Trying to see if I put it at a different angle, if it'll look better. It actually looks better like that. It does look better like that. It's more of a 3D perspective, you see that? Cool. I think it looks better like that. Anyway, yeah, basically, anyone out there who's playing it early are one of the people who applied to get it early, one of the people who did the review early, and now they get to play it a day early, okay? In my entire history of covering games for the internet, 14 years, there is one game where I did this. It was Fallout 4, all right? That was it. The one game ever. Outside of that, I just never cared. I don't apply to be early for this stuff. Because here's the thing, and this is my philosophy, and you can completely disagree, and that's totally cool. Because today seems to be the whole get that bag mentality. By any means necessary, make money, make a living, putting content on the internet. Don't care what you shill, don't care how you get it, as long as you make money. That seems to be the mentality of the vast majority of content creators out there. That seems to be what a lot of people are okay with. I'm not okay with that personally. To me, I want to be someone who stands by, you know, what he believes in when it comes to content creation, when it comes to gaming in general. I personally don't believe that I am any better, any smarter, any more important than anyone else on the internet, okay? I don't believe that whatsoever. And just so you know, I have no intentions of trying to get games early. I don't play the game. I know exactly how the game is played, all right? Because I've been there, I've done that. I know how to register, I know how to talk to these PR people, I know how to get these games early. I absolutely, positively, 100% could have gotten God of War Ragnarok early if I wanted it. I wouldn't have been able to stream or record it for you guys. Instead, it would have all had to be done offline, which is kind of counterproductive because what's the point when I'm a full-time streamer and I stream 6 days a week? When was I going to find to play God of War outside of my regularly scheduled streams, right? I stream so much compared to these other content creators that I wouldn't have even had time to play this game regardless if I got it early. So it's kind of counterproductive. What's the point of me trying to get shit early if I can't play it for you guys, right? But the thing is, I honestly, inside, deep down, doing this for 14 years, I feel like I'm on the same level as all of you. Down here on level 1, I guess we could say, right? I don't feel like I'm up here at level 10, level 20. I'm not some elitist guy who gets everything early, nor do I want it. I just want to play at the same time as you. I want to experience it the same way you do. That's just how I feel. That's my true feeling. I feel like people who get it early, sadly, a lot of the times, and again, there's exceptions. If you're someone who gets a game early and it's solely on the fact that you have a unique perspective to bring, you're reviewing it for the graphics, you're reviewing it for accessibility, those are exceptions to the rule. But the vast majority of people who are trying to get these games desperately early to put out an early review for clickbait, to be able to play it a day early on stream, they're in it for the bag. They're in it for the money. They're in it for the notoriety, the viewership. And the thing is, they've created an elitist group that all cover each other and all get each other's back. So when someone criticizes one of them for playing it early, everyone else comes up in arms, ah, fuck you, fuck you. No, fuck you. Because people have a right to have their own feelings about things, and people have a right to say rightly that you're probably doing it for the money. Because if you didn't care about getting that day one early copy, then you would probably play it on normally like everybody else, you know? I'm just not there. I don't care about doing it early. I'd rather cover games at my own pace. I'd rather do really in-depth streams and gameplay playthroughs for you guys that are covering all the aspects of a game that I'm really enjoying, and that way I can bring you honesty. It's not, nothing on my stream is ever a paid shill advertisement. You guys know that. You guys know that 100% of the gameplay, the commentary, the criticism that I bring to a playthrough is legit, okay? And it's mostly because I don't do it for the money. I'm just not taking the bag. I get opportunities. And this morning, I woke up, I had 5 freaking emails about companies that want me to promote their games. 5. I'm not even exaggerating. 5. A bunch were indie games. One was one of these PR companies that says we represent a bunch of games. And I was, nope, I'm not going to do it. You know? I'm going to do my own thing. I like doing my own thing. You guys like me doing this way. That's why you support the streams. That's why you support the content. And I really appreciate that. Okay? So, thank you to those who do support my efforts to remain independent, to not have to shill games and products to you. And please understand, that's why I'm one of the few content creators on the planet that are not playing God of War today. Because I'm going to play it tomorrow like all of you. I'll have access to it the same time you will. I'll play it at exactly the same time that you're going to play it. It's that simple. Okay? So, thank you for that and understanding. I would much rather today play Sonic Frontiers. I know God of War is going to be good. I'm not stupid. I love God of War 2018. I know that this next, Ragnarok is likely going to be a Game of the Year contender, right? I know it's going to be an insanely long playthrough from what people are saying about the length of the content. It's going to be probably a month or longer to beat it, and I'll be balancing it with a million other games, and that's fine. I'm in no rush. I'm actually more interested today in Sonic Frontiers because this is the big question mark that everyone has, okay? So, thank you all. And it's funny because some people criticize me and say, well, Phil, when you say all the time that your money is tight and some weeks you're living paycheck to paycheck and all this, how can you do it? Because that's just me. To me, it's easier for me to sleep at night knowing that I am true to myself and my own beliefs than taking the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are just into taking the bag. I'm not. I can't do that. I'm that kind of person where I just can't. I would actually hate myself if I was just someone who was constantly taking money here, shill this, shill that, ad here, ad there, big paid product placement in my video. That, you know, and maybe, you know what? Maybe that's because I started back in the day before any of that was possible, right? I started as a content creator in 2008, all right? Back then, there was no taking of the bag. There was no paid promotional opportunities. It was just make videos, and you're lucky if you can monetize them. Because back then, you couldn't even monetize gameplay. So maybe it's just because I've been around for so long that's my mentality, and since then there's been entire generations of new content creators that they grew up in this commercial atmosphere where everything is an ad and everything's for money. Why am I making a video unless I'm making a buck on it today, right? That's just not my mentality. It never has been. My mentality is I'm putting out content for you. You enjoy the content. If you're enjoying the content, then you'll support it. It's free content. It's not, oh, I'm only making this video because there's a paid advertisement placement in there that I make money on. Or, oh, you know, I'm only streaming today because I can play God of War early and I get advanced views and I get inflated views and, you know, I can make money on it. That's not why I stream, all right? I've also told you guys this, and this is quite frankly the truth. If I ever, all right, if I ever were to, like, never need to stream again, like if I were to win the friggin' lotto or something like that, I would still stream. It just would be way decreased from what I do today, for sure, all right? But I definitely would still stream. Why? Because I love this. I love gaming. It's been my lifelong hobby. I love interacting with you guys. I love what I do. This is my passion as well as my job. You understand that? That's why I do it. There's been many times over the years where people were like, you should just quit. It's not worth it. The harassment you get, the messed up stuff that's happened to you and your family, you should just quit. And I'm like, you know, you're probably right, but I'm kind of a stubborn jerk. And when people tell me I can't do something or I'm no good at something, I tend to try to prove them wrong. And that's always kind of been, that's always kind of been the thing with me. So, to me, that's just me. Now, Mango Jewel Pods just did a super chat. If you could read off 5 emails right now.